Check out that stack. October's pickups. We went back up. We're kind of going down, and now we're going back up. 86. How's it going, everybody? Tommy Sty here. Thank you for clicking on this video. Welcome to my October Blu Ray update. Well, I would say this is probably the craziest Steelbook update I've probably ever done. There was one other one that might have come close, but this one is insane. There were some badass Steelbooks that got released in the month of October exclusively to FYE, Best Buy, and even over at Walmart. So I'm excited to show you guys the Steelbooks. Other than that, this was mostly A to Z titles and horror. Yeah, obviously I picked up a ton of horror titles in the month of October, being Halloween month. That's what I always do. And then we got a few other little things. We got a few specialty lines, like some Scream Factories. We got a Vestron. We got a Vinegar Syndrome. We have one Disney. I don't know. One Disney. One DC Marvel. I think that's about it. Oh, we got a TV series, and we got a few DVDs. Oh, and we do have some 4K. 4K titles in this update. Yeah, getting my 4K collection up there a little bit, but other than that, that's pretty much it. So 86 titles in this update, 50 last month, so we have gone up a little bit, but like usual, I'm hoping to go back down in November, December, being Christmas time. Crazy to think the holidays are upon us, y'all. All right, you guys, I'm excited to show you guys what I got in the month of October. Let's get into it. All right, you know, I always like to start out with the DVDs. I got 3 of them in October. First one up is the 3 Men and a Baby and 3 Men and a Little Lady double feature. I just kind of came across this over at Walmart, and I've always loved these movies, and I was kind of surprised I didn't have them. So happy to find those, not on Blu-ray yet. Next up here is another one I think I snagged over at Walmart at the same time I snagged 3 Men and a Baby set, but that is Dennis the Menace. Big favorite of my friend Craig's, and another one I couldn't believe I didn't have on DVD. No Blu-ray of this one as well, but happy to have found that one. And this last one here, a movie that I used to own on VHS many, many years ago, and like sometime in the middle of October, I was trying to think of horror movies that I didn't own, and for some reason I just remembered this one. Now I knew there wasn't a Blu-ray, but I was like, I wonder if there's a DVD, because I thought there was. And I went on eBay, and sure enough, there was. And that is a movie called Voodoo with Corey Feldman. This is a 90s movie, but a very, very cool movie. I watched it a lot, the VHS that I had when I was younger, and it was so cool to catch back up. I don't think it was as good as I remember it being, but it was still a cool movie, and this was one of the ones I watched for my 31 Days of Halloween. You'll see a lot of those in this update because that's pretty much all I watched in October. So a lot of these newer pickups that I got that may not be horror, you'll notice I probably haven't gotten around to watching them yet because, like I said, October is just strictly horror. But anyways, check it out, you guys. If you can find this, Voodoo with Corey Feldman. I think it was like 95. Yeah, cool movie. I do recommend this movie. I think you'll enjoy it. So, all right, that's it for DVDs, you guys. Let's move on to our first Blu-ray category. Okay, so the one TV show I got. Now, this was something exclusively to YouTube Red. I signed up for YouTube Red for their 30-day free trial just so I can watch this show, and it was fantastic. Loved it. Sadly, I know a lot of exclusive online streaming stuff like YouTube Red, Netflix. A lot of times they don't come to Blu-ray. Sometimes they do, but a lot of times they don't. And I had a feeling this would never come to Blu-ray. And it really still officially hasn't. But I remember I was watching a Wet Movie 1 video and from a while ago, I think a couple months ago, and he ended up ordering a copy of this show, the complete whole first season, from some seller on eBay. I don't know. And he put a link to the page. I went there and it wasn't there anymore. So I don't know, like, if they sold them all and they took it off, or I don't know. But after a few months went by, I went back on eBay just for the hell of it. And I'm assuming it's the same guy or company or whatever, but there were more up there. So I jumped on it, ordered it, and here it is, you guys. Season 1 of Cobra Kai. Now, like I said, I don't think this is like an official release. I think somebody just put these together. But, we got disc art and everything. So, I mean, hopefully, if you guys just search, Cobra Kai Blu Ray, hopefully they still have them on there. But as you can see, they got all the episodes listed there. This was such a cool show, and if you're a Karate Kid fan, you will love this show. I mean, they brought back, a lot of the stars, of course, Ralph Macchio and William Zabka. And I heard, they're already working on season 2 or almost done with season 2. I don't know, but they're going to keep bringing in people from the franchise. And I just, oh my God, I fell in love with this show, you guys, and I cannot wait to revisit it again on Blu-ray or whatever, just to see it again without having to go on YouTube Red and watch it on my little phone, So now that it's November, I'm going to be able to watch it. So happy I was able to get this, you guys. Awesome. All right, the one Disney title I picked up, Celebrating Mickey, a new release that just came out a few weeks ago. And basically in here you get 13 classic shorts for Mickey Mouse. So it's kind of like a anniversary type thing. 90 years of magic. So it's like a 90th anniversary of some short. Yeah, I mean, it's Disney, and I mean, it's Mickey Mouse, I mean, Mickey Mouse is Disney. So I'm excited to watch these classic cartoons. You're going to get some black and white ones in here, some color, and yeah, so came with a cool slipcover. Happy to add that to the Disney collection. So yeah, the only Disney one I got. All right, the only DC Marvel pickup, and this is Marvel. That, of course, is the Marvel Cinematic Universe Part 20, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Awesome movie. Just as good, if not better than the first one. I loved it. This came out right after Avengers Infinity War, and this is the most recent installment. The next one we're not going to get now till March, which will be Captain Marvel. And this was badass. And for those of you, who may not exactly follow the MCU, this basically the events in this film were going on at the same time as Avengers Infinity War. And that's why Ant-Man wasn't part of the Infinity War, because he was off doing this, which takes place in this movie. So it basically ends at the same, point as Avengers Infinity War. So you guys will see when you see it. But anyway, awesome movie. Had to pick it up. Okay, let's run through all the A to Z titles. First one up here is Just Married. I found this over at FYE. Funny Ashton Kutcher movie with the late, great Brittany Murphy. One I've been wanting on Blu-ray for a while. Picked this one up over at Half Price Books, Monster with Charlize Theron. One I wanted for a while. I've never seen it. It's based on a true story of a convicted killer. The hell was her name? Aileen Wuornos. But it looks interesting. I love biopics, and I heard it was pretty cool, so found that for a couple dollars. First time to Blu-ray, released by Kino Lorber. It's Pat the Movie. I couldn't believe that this was coming to Blu-ray when I found out. It's not a super popular movie, but it's based on the Pat character from Saturday Night Live, and it's just a funny movie. I mean, it's not anything great, but it's a fun movie. I always laugh when I watch this movie. Looks good on Blu-ray. I had to pick it up. Snagged this out of Walmart's dump bin. For those of you who may not know, their Blu-ray dump bin went from $8 down to $5. I don't know if it's still that way, but it was a couple weeks ago when I went there. But picked up Ant Bully. animated film that my son and I watched a lot when he was younger, and I always liked it, so wanted to grab it on Blu-ray. I think I sold the DVD a while ago, so that's it for non-slipcover A to Z. So now all the rest are slipcovers. Now, a lot of you, I'm sure, know this already, but Walmart and Mill Creek and some other companies released some new slipcovers exclusively to Walmart. And they're badass. They're retro VHS-looking slipcovers of a bunch of just random movies. The ones that you're going to see are movies that I really didn't have a slipcover edition for yet. But there are a bunch more that I snagged and pulled a slippity on for some movies that I had, but I didn't have a slipcover for. So those ones you won't see, but you'll get the general idea what they look like. But we'll just kind of run down the line here. So first one up here is Total Recall. They're just badass looking. As you guys can see, it's like the tape sliding out the side. And then there's the back. And then even the spine, looks like a VHS tape. I had this movie. I have a steelbook of it, but I never had a slipcover edition, so had to grab that. There's that one, and then picked up Crawl. I've never owned this movie, but it just, I've heard of it, but these are really cheap. They're like $5 to $7, so, you can't go wrong. Picked up that one. Here's the back. Spine of that one looks kind of cool. Edward Scissorhands. I just grabbed this one because it's just badass, but I have a steelbook of this. I have like a little collector set thing of this, but never had a slipcover edition, so had to get that one. Another movie I didn't own, Heavy Metal. So happy to find this one finally now. And then a couple more here. Meatballs. I'm happy just to have this movie because it's so damn funny, but look at that awesome slipcover. And then I cannot believe I didn't own this movie. But Beverly Hills Cop, yeah, they put this one out with a slipcover as well. It's so freaking cool. Like I said, there's a bunch more I got, like Princess Bride, Last Action Hero. There's still like one or two more I'm trying to find. You're actually going to see a couple more too later in this update. I got some horror ones as well. But yeah, it's just kind of cool looking. They're cheap, and I'm still trying to find that Harry Crumb with John Candy. Can't seem to find that damn one. If you guys seen it in your Walmarts, let me know right away. But yeah, they're badass looking. Anytime, Walmart or whoever puts out a new slipcover line, I just literally go crazy for them. So, all right, moving on. All right, so then just a bunch more slipcover A to Z. Picked up Paul Walker film, Vehicle 19. It looks badass. I love Paul Walker. I think this was one of his last ones that he did before he passed away. This came out in 2012, so this had to be one of the last ones that he did. But I love Paul Walker. And you don't, like I say, you don't hear a lot about this movie, and I found it really cheap with a slipcover at Half Price Books, so I had to grab that. We got a new Scorpion King movie, Book of Souls. I collect these movies. I have fun with them. They're, in this franchise, obviously the first Mummy movie with Brendan Fraser is just awesome, Brendan Fraser, but this, the Scorpion King line, after they made the first one, they started producing a bunch of sequels, and this is like the 5th one now. And I like them. They're fun. Nothing spectacular, but they just put out this new one. It was really cheap. It's got a really cool slipcover on it. It's got kind of like a rough feel to it. Almost as if this was like sand. It's kind of weird. But for those of you who might be into Scorpion King, I haven't watched this one yet, but I've seen all the other ones, and like I said, they're fun. I think I got this one off of a Facebook seller. These next two, actually. St. Vincent with Bill Murray. This was kind of a cool movie. Kind of something a little bit different for Bill Murray, yet kind of the same. But I found this with a slipcover from a seller on Facebook, so I remember liking it, so I had to grab it. And then the other one I got from him was Hitman with that badass slipcover. A movie that I've wanted to see for so many years, because I love this guy in here, Timothy, I don't know how you say his last name, Oliphant, I don't know. but I like him a lot, and I've always wanted to see this movie, so I got this from that Facebook seller, really cheap, with a badass Fox Icon slipcover, and then I found this at Half Price Books, Hitman Agent 47. Now, I know it's not Timothy Olyphant, I know it's somebody else, but I heard that the sequel just sucked, but I found it like $3 at Half Price Books with a slipcover, so I just, what the hell. Next couple ones here are some newer titles. We got 8th Grade. This movie sounded kind of interesting. Coming of age film. And I wanted to get it. It wasn't super expensive. I think it was like $15 at Best Buy. But I remember seeing the trailer for it on TV, and I wanted to check it out. It looked kind of good. So if you guys have seen this, let me know what you think of it. And then I just came across this when I was picking up 8th Grade. New Joaquin Phoenix movie, Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot. Another movie that sounds kind of interesting. I love Joaquin Phoenix. He's one of my favorite actors. So I had to grab it. You guys can read that. Another Half Price Books pickup, The Proposal, with the slipcover. The slipcover's not in the greatest condition, but it is a hard slipcover to come across. Funny movie, Sandra Bullock, Ryan Reynolds, you know, romantic comedy. What else can I say? My buddy Craig has been telling me to get these movies forever. I finally got the first one, Bad Moms. Never seen it, been wanting to get it. Found it really cheap at Half Price Books, like $3. Now I just got to get the Bad Moms Christmas, which he says is a lot better, but excited to have that one and check it out. Another newer movie with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, Skyscraper. I remember I picked this up, and the next one I'm going to show you at Walmart like a week early. I don't know, they put them out early, and I was like one of the first ones to get it. But yeah, I haven't watched it because I was watching horror movies. This actually looks like right up my alley. I love crazy over-the-top movies like this. Neve Campbell's in this movie. I haven't seen her in a movie in a long time. I'm sure it's just not a great movie, but I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. So, and then the other one that I got at Walmart that came out a week early is the new Hotel Transylvania film 3. I really like the first two. They're a lot of fun. Adam Sandler and his gang doing animated films. I mean, they're great. I haven't seen the third one yet, but looks like it'll be cool, so we'll get around to that. I'm surprised I didn't watch this in October. It's, you know, kind of a Halloween movie, I guess, in a sense, but I didn't. I will soon. Just two more here. I had to pick this up. I own a steelbook of this. I have the collector set of this, of the whole franchise, but I had to get this just because of the slipcover, and that is Die Hard. You know, there's that big controversy everybody talks about. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Is it not? You know, and I just think it's so funny that they put out this slipcover. I think this was one that they released at the same time when, I think it was last year, Walmart put out those ugly sweater slipcovers. I think this was one of them. Because, I mean, it looks obviously the same, but I can't remember. It might have been, but either way, it got a re-release now. Just this one by itself. But I love it. I mean, because it just gives Die Hard that Christmas feel to it, you know, because I think it's a Christmas movie, but a lot of people like to debate that. But I just had to pick it. It was really cheap, you guys. It was whatever. And I sold the code, so I only paid like $2 for it in the end, so whatever. It's cool looking. All right, and the last slipcover I'm going to show you is actually from Shout Factory, a movie that I was so excited to hear was getting a first time to Blu Ray release, and Shout Factory, Shout Select, nonetheless. And that is Dragnet. Dan Aykroyd, Tom Hanks. It's just a badass movie, and it's never been on Blu Ray, and not only did it get released on Blu Ray, but Shout Factory put in their Shout Select line with a badass new art slipcover. I mean, look at that, you guys. So freaking cool. I've already watched this. Actually, just watched this like a day or two ago. But this was like the last pickup I got on in October. I think I got this on Halloween or the day before in the mail. But it's such a cool movie. Tom Hanks, obviously my all-time favorite actor. Dan Aykroyd's up there too. I really like him a lot. But this movie was so much fun. And it looks pretty good on Blu-ray. But there's some cool special features in here that I almost watched the other day, but I didn't. Maybe you guys can see that if it clears up. I don't know if you can see that, but anyway. If you haven't seen Dragnet, watch it, you guys. So happy that's on Blu-ray. Okay, you guys, that's all my A to Z. Let's move on to the next category. All right, so let's go ahead and get into my specialty lines. The first one I'm going to show you here is Vinegar Syndrome. I don't buy a lot from Vinegar Syndrome, but they have such badass slipcovers that every once in a while a title will come out and I'll just want to get it. But yeah, I only have like maybe 10 of them or something. I've never seen this movie, but the slipcover and the art just look badass, and that is Blood Harvest. I've talked about this many times. Vinegar Syndrome just puts so much care and work into their slipcovers. They're just badass, thick, high quality slipcovers. And if you flip it over, he's upside down. So this has got Tiny Tim in it. I read about it and I don't know, it sounds kind of cool. I think it might end up being something a little different than I expected, but it's supposed to be some kind of a slasher. I'm excited to watch it. I almost watched this in October, but I had such a stack of movies I wanted to get to it before. I will get to this soon, but I'm happy to have it. So, first Vinegar Syndrome in a long time. Finally, Vestron put out number 17 in their line, and what a title. Maximum Overdrive. First time to Blu-ray. And look at that art, you guys. Vestron doesn't do new artwork often, and they did for this one, and I love it. Badass movie. I watched it in October. It looks amazing. And yeah, like I said, first time on Blu-ray, and I'm so happy that this is on Blu-ray. So yeah, number 17 in the Vestron line. I wish Vestron would bust up more titles because I love Vestron. So happy to see this on Blu-ray. All right, let's get into Scream Factory. So I got a couple of IFC midnight releases I found from a Facebook seller. First one here is the Hallow. Never seen it. Came with a slipcover. It was cheap. So I figured I'd pick it up. I like IFC releases. They're kind of cool movies. So there's that one. And the other one is a movie that has Michael Shannon in it, a movie called The Harvest. I heard that it's not the greatest, but I mean, again, I found these really cheap with slipcovers, and I'm a big time Scream Factory collector. So this is another IFC Midnight, and then just a regular Scream Factory release. And that is The Boy. I know there was another film that got released, like either the year before or the year after this one, called The Boy, but it wasn't Scream Factory. I found it with a slipcover really cheap, so I figured I'd add it to the Scream Factory collection. All right, and then we got this one here that was, I mean, it's labeled as a collector edition, but for some reason it doesn't say it on the front, but that is Creepshow. Scream Factory put out Creepshow. Badass collection. When you ordered it on the picture, when it showed this art, it said collector edition at the top. I don't know why this doesn't say it, but I'm not going to get into that. It doesn't matter. But anyways, cool box set release of Creepshow. As usual, you guys, I always go into full detail in my unboxing videos of my Scream Factories and my other specialty lines. So I'll put those down in the description box if you guys want to see these in more detail. But cool little box set here. Already watched it. Looks fantastic. Was so fun to catch up on Creepshow. It's been a long time. I just got to get the Arrow Part 2 now, which apparently is out of print and really expensive. So, all right. And then we got two other collector editions. House on Haunted Hill, the 99 edition. Look at that artwork, you guys. It's just so badass. Cool collector edition release from Scream Factory. I watched this in October as well, and it held up. It's been years since I've seen it, and I loved it. So happy. Thank you, Scream Factory, for putting that one out. And thank you, Scream Factory, from the bottom of my heart for this next one. Trick or Treat got a Scream Factory Collector Edition release. I still, holding it, owning it, still can't believe it, you guys. When I found out that this was coming out from Scream Factory with new artwork and everything, I about shit my pants. I mean, seriously, guys, this is just one of my all-time favorite horror films. Watch it every single Halloween a few times. Already watched it. Looks phenomenal. And it's just so badass. I just love it. I mean, look at that art, you guys. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Little old Sam right there in the middle. Tons of special features. But yeah, I do an unboxing where I go into full detail on this. So make sure you go check that out. So awesome. All right, you guys. So that is it for Scream Factories. Let's get into now all my horror titles. All right, always starting with non-slipcovers. Picked up Diary of the Dead for the Dead franchise. I think there's like one more I need to get in the original, like actual franchise. Can't remember what it's called offhand, but I found that from a Facebook seller, really cheap, had to grab it. And since Scream Factory put out House on Haunted Hill, I had to get the sequel, Return to House on Haunted Hill. It's not a good movie, but it was so cheap, and I wanted it for my collection. So, a title that my buddy Craig bought for me, and oh my God, a movie he's been talking to me about forever, probably since I met him. And I finally watched it, and I watched it twice because it is that good. The Guest. Badass movie. You guys, this movie is so freaking cool. I can't even put it into words. Watch this movie. Craig was spot on with this movie, you guys. It's got some awesome little references to Halloween 3 in it. It's just an overall perfect Halloween movie to watch. And I just had so much fun with it. Got to get the slipcover for it now. So you guys have one, let me know. But thank you, Craig. This movie kicks ass. Highly, highly recommend this movie, you guys. So last month, you guys seen that I picked up Red Dragon. That was my first... for the Hannibal Lecter series. I told you before, I owned the triple pack that had Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal, and Manhunter in it. And I wanted to get individual releases of them all. So since I already had Manhunter, with my Scream Factory collection, I wanted to get all the other ones individually. So I picked up Red Dragon last month, and now I got the other ones. So Silence of the Lambs, I really want to get that Criterion release of this. I don't own any Criterions, and I'm afraid to start it because I'm afraid it'll just be a whole other can of worms that I do not want to open. But either way, for now, this was really cheap. I just got the standard edition. And then, of course, we got the follow-up, Hannibal, pretty good. And then Hannibal Rising, which was, I think, like the last Hannibal movie they made, which was like a prequel on him growing up and stuff, and it was all right. But I think this is like a Canadian release because I don't think there's like a straight U.S. release of this. Yeah, it's an Alliance company that releases a lot of those, but it's still Region 1, so. All right, yeah, I think those are, the only, that's all the Hannibal Lecter movies. So then there's Red Dragon and Manhunter, which I already have, so. A movie I've been wanting to get for a long time because I've heard that it is just over the top, absolutely brutally insane. And that's right up my alley. So I had to get this. And wow, you guys, Terrifier. I found this on Amazon. Really, really good deal. It came super quick being a Prime member, and I watched it in October. I will say this. This movie is absolutely insane. It's super freaky. It's gory, but it didn't really hold up to what everybody made me think it would be. Like, I've seen some crazy-ass brutal movies before that makes this look like nothing. I mean, don't get me wrong. It is a brutal movie, and it had some cool kills and stuff in it, but from the way everybody talked, I thought it was going to be, like, way worse. But I still liked it a lot. It was still pretty badass, and I think it was more creepy than gory, because this dude just scared the shit out of me, but I'm happy I owned it now. I'm happy I got it, and I'm happy I own it, so Terrifier. Check it out. A movie I think I found for like $1 at Half Price Books, War of the Worlds. I remember kind of liking this movie. It was okay. This is the, obviously the Tom Cruise one, but had to grab it. All right, we got the follow-up to The Crow. That is The Crow City of Angels. I didn't know this was on Blu Ray. I know that there's 2 other sequels, 3 and 4, which I'm pretty sure those aren't on Blu Ray, but I have them on DVD. Had to pick this up. Found it cheap at Half Price Books. I know Brandon Lee obviously is not in it, but I just figured, hey, it's a Blu Ray. It's a sequel. Grab it. A movie that Cool Duder, Sean C. Phillips on YouTube, has been talking about for years, being like one of his favorite movies ever, finally came to Blu Ray from Warner Archive, and that is Bad Ronald. This was actually kind of a cool movie. I'll give him that. I'm sure he probably likes it a lot more because it's probably just one of those movies that he grew up on. And I'm sure if I would have grew up on it as well, I probably would like it even more. But it was kind of cool, kind of a different kind of a movie. I definitely enjoyed it a lot. I'm happy I have it. So definitely worth a watch. Absolutely. All right, now we're going to get into, I think, 3. I got 3 of them here of those retro VHS slipcovers from Walmart. I picked this one up because it was like pretty much one of the only horror titles that they put out in this line for these slipcovers. And that is Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. One of the first Halloween movies I ever watched, and I got it just for the collection. I mean, obviously I got the Scream Factory set and, you know, whatever. But, I mean, I just got it because it's just so cool looking. It's like the only, like, big-time horror franchise that got one of these slipcovers. So I'm like, I'll grab it. So there's that one. And then I picked up Fatal Attraction. An okay movie. I just, you know, thought it was since it was one of those slipcover ones, I just wanted to grab it. It was definitely worth owning. And then this one, you guys. This one, they released like one big batch at first, and then like Mill Creek stepped in and released like 6 additional ones. And this was one of the second batches. I went to so many Walmarts trying to find this, and I finally found it after like looking at like 4 Walmarts. But happy birthday to me. Awesome, you guys. I'm so happy I was able to finally find this because, like I said, I went everywhere. But just so cool looking, you guys. All right, I think it was last month that I picked up the first Deep Blue Sea, so I had to get the second one. I know a lot of people talked about it being shit, but no, I didn't pay 25 bucks for it. I think I ended up paying 11 for this. And then after I sold the code, I think I ended up paying like 8 or something. But I found it with the slipcover, so I just got it for the collection just since I had the first one. I'll watch it. You know, I always say I'm such an easy to please person when it comes to movies, so I'll probably enjoy it. Next up here is Unfriended Dark Web. Came out a few weeks ago. I didn't like the first movie, but I heard from a lot of people that the second one was better than the first one. Not like it's an amazing movie, but they said it was pretty decent. Some people didn't like it at all either, but I have heard some reviews from some people that thought it was better than the first one, so I picked it up. All right, and then we also got Tales from the Hood 2. Sadly, another one that I haven't heard was that good, but then again, you know, the original is just fantastic, a classic, released years and years ago, and now they're putting out a sequel to it, so I'm sure it is, you know, what it is. You know, you don't expect a lot from movies like this, like sequels that get released years later, but I'll still visit it and I'll watch it. You know, I'm sure it'll be fun. So it was really, really cheap too. So, all right, my last horror title, and this was actually the first one I watched. Was it the first one? No, it was the second one. This was day 2 for my 31 days of Halloween. First one was the original It, but I watched this on day 2, and that is The First Purge. I really liked it a lot, you guys. It was a lot of fun. Again, another movie that a lot of people have shit on, but I enjoyed it. Nothing will ever top the first one, in my opinion. I wasn't a big fan of the second one. The third one was okay, and this one is definitely better than the third one. So I would definitely say that this would be coming second place out of all 4 of them. But this is obviously a prequel to the original, showing us how the Purge kind of got started. And it was fun. It was cool. I liked it a lot. I had a great time with it. So did my stepdad. So he's the one that watched all the Halloween movies with me every day for 31 days of Halloween. So, all right, you guys, that is all my horror pickups. I think all we got left now are 4K and Steelbooks. So we'll save Steelbooks for last. All right. So what do we got here? So a movie that I was very excited to hear was coming to 4K, and that is Hook. One thing that's so cool about these 4K releases is that a lot of Blu Rays that never had slipcovers are now getting slipcovers with a 4K release, which is badass. I cannot wait till I have a 4K player to watch this, you guys. One of my all-time favorite films, and to get it on 4K, hell yeah. All right, next up we had to pick this up. I haven't got the other one yet, but I had to get this one, and that is The Punisher. It was like 20 bucks when it first came out, then it went to 18, and then Amazon dropped it to 14, so I price matched it at Best Buy. I got it for 14, sold the code for like 6 or 7. So in the end, you guys, I paid like 6 or 7 bucks for this, so why the hell not? Punisher Warzone, I haven't picked up yet. I'm not a big fan of that one, but I'll get it eventually. But I love the Tom Jane, John Travolta one, so happy to see that on 4K. And then the other two, a couple of horror titles. Had to pick up Evil Dead. I heard Evil Dead 2 is coming to 4K now, I think this month. But look at that, just badass. Oh, I just, sometimes I hate buying 4Ks because I want to watch them on 4K and I can't yet. Hopefully Black Friday would treat me good. You never know, but Evil Dead. Had to get it. All-time favorite horror film of mine. One of my all-time favorite horror films. And then the last 4K here, Christine. So, yeah, had to get it. You know, with 4K, I'm trying to really limit it. I'm not just like replacing Blu-rays with 4K. I'm only going to get the 4K the same way I did with Blu-ray when it first came out, is just get the, you know, my all-time favorites on 4K, and we'll just kind of go from there and see what happens. But yeah, you have to get Christine on 4K. I mean, it's awesome. John Carpenter, yeah. All right, you guys, that's all my 4K. We have come to the last and final category, my Steelbooks. We got a lot. I'm going to try to fly through them. Let's do it. Okay, so like I said, you guys, FYE, Best Buy, and even Walmart had a bunch of exclusive, tons of exclusive Steelbooks that came out in the month of October, mostly horror. I think 90% of these are horror. But we are going to fly through these as fast as we can because I don't want this video to be huge, so let's get into it. Like usual, I will take the discs out of all these so you guys can see the inside, you know, clearly without the disc. So the first one up is an exclusive to Walmart. Walmart just recently started selling Steelbooks. Yes, they have joined the Steelbook Club, and they put out an exclusive one that, as far as I know, is just at Walmart. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Look at that artwork, you guys. So badass. There's the back, the spine, and we do have artwork on the inside. Check that out. Next up, I thought that this was an exclusive one at Best Buy, but I guess you could order this online as well from Amazon and whatnot. But Halloween Remake, Rob Zombie Remake. Awesome artwork on this. I actually found this in store at Best Buy. All right, next up, I'm pretty sure this one was exclusive to Best Buy, but American Werewolf in London. Awesome. And inside, check that out. That's so cool. All right, now we're going to get into all the exclusive FYE Steelbooks that I picked up in October. First one up here is The Goonies. Love this Steelbook. I have a Goonies Steelbook that I like a little bit more than this, but this one's just badass. Look at the inside of that. It's the map. So cool. Next up, we got The Labyrinth. I have the Mondo Steelbook of this one. But when I seen this, I had to get it. And look at the inside. Oh, it's gorgeous. The whole labyrinth. Oh, it's badass. All right, then we got The Iron Giant. A lot of these FYE ones are the glossy, which I really like a lot. On the inside. So happy that this one got a Steelbook. I've been wanting a Steelbook for this forever. Trick or Treat. Yeah, I just got the collector edition, but have to get a Steelbook of it. Look at that, you guys. Just so freaking awesome. And the inside. Inside's not, whatever, not too cool. Just kind of plain. These next three were, I still got it FYE, but these were shared exclusives with Best Buy. That is, of course, It, the 1990 It. Just so awesome, you guys. Look at that picture on the back. Just so gorgeous. And the inside. This is my second 1990 It Steelbook now. Because I'm crazy. Next up here is Salem's Lot, a movie I never actually even owned on Blu-ray. And to be honest with you, I've never seen it, but I've heard a lot about it, so I'm excited to check it out. This is another shared exclusive with FYE and Best Buy. Sorry about the glare on the inside, you guys. And then the other one, The Shining. And like I said, this was a shared exclusive Best Buy and FYE. There was a fourth one. That's cool. There was a fourth one, Beetlejuice. It was the exact same as the UK release Beetlejuice, except like most UKs, they have the border, which mine has, but it's the same artwork inside and out. So I was like, you know what? I don't need to get that one. I already basically have it. So that's why I didn't get the one Beetlejuice. I know a lot of people were asking me why I didn't, but. And then the last for the exclusives at FYE is Gremlins with Gizmo on the front there. Got the rules on the back. Love it. And there's the inside. All right, so now next up, we're going to get into an exclusive batch of Steelbooks from Best Buy that you guys never seen in a shopping video, but I did pick up most of them. Let's take a look at them. So if you guys remember, I think it was like last year and the year before or something, they released these like J-card horror titles that came with like J-cards of this like Spanish looking artwork, which are lame. I hate J-cards, so I didn't get any of those. But now the exact same art that were on the J-cards, Best Buy put out pretty much every single one. I think there was 16 total on Steelbook. Now, I'm not going to show you the inside or the backs because there's nothing really on the back or the inside. Like, I'll show you the first one on the back and the inside, and then you guys get the gist of it. But the art is pretty much the spine in the front. So the first one here is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And then here's the spine. And as you guys can see, this is all that's on the back. It's just like this like brown scratch looking thing. And then all that's on the inside, and I think it's on every one of them, is just that. That's on the inside, that's it. So I won't show you the inside or the back, so just save time. Which means I'm not gonna have to take them out of the cases, so that'll save time too. So Return of the Living Dead. There's the spine. Next up, we got Wrong Turn. Some of these are kind of but others are pretty cool looking. There's the spine. We got Jeepers Creepers. I like this one. There's the spine. We got The Fly. Spine. This one's cool looking as well. This is the remake Fly. Child's Play. Like I said, I got like I got all but like 4 or something. The Hills Have Eyes. This is the remake, 2006. Which is cool because Arrow put out the first one on Steelbooks, and now it's like I got a Steelbook for both. This is the original Carrie, believe it or not, which is badass. So cool. Young Frankenstein. Jennifer's Body. I actually didn't even own this movie. This one and the next one. I don't know why, but now I got a Steelbook of it. And then From Hell, another movie I never owned. And then I think there's one more. Poltergeist. And this is the new Poltergeist, the remake, which I wish was the original, but... All right, those are all those awesome exclusive Steelbooks at Best Buy. There was also The Other Side of the Door, Victor Frankenstein. There was like, I think I'm missing like, well, let me just count them here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so I think I got all but 4, which I wasn't really crazy about those other ones. So, all right, just a couple more to go here, you guys. We do have 3 Steelbooks released exclusively by Scream Factory. You guys have seen unboxings of these, which, of course, will be down in the description. But we got Halloween 2. Look at that artwork, you guys. The back, spine. And the artwork is only on the left side of these, so I won't take the discs out, but all you really get on the inside is a movie quote. Next up here is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. So cool. Get Michael Myers down there. That's so awesome. Hiding down there. And the inside. And then the last Scream Factory Steelbook is Night of the Demons. This was an exclusive that came with a figure and a poster. Well, they all come with posters, but this was an exclusive that came with a figure, and it's just badass. Night of the Demons. There's the back. And the inside. There's one more that just got released, and it was supposed to be here today, but for some reason now it just got delayed through Amazon, and that's The Thing, which John Carpenter's The Thing. I'm pissed about. I don't know why there's a delay on it. It's like out of stock. They must have not got enough in, but what can you do? All right, the last and final Steelbook and the last pickup for this video. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Cool looking steelbook. I liked the steelbook of the first one better, Ant-Man 1, but this one's still pretty cool looking. Inside artwork's awesome. Yeah, you know me, I always got to get the slipcover and the steelbook edition, so. This, of course, is the 4K steelbook, so. All right, everybody, that'll do it for this video now. All my pickups, all my Blu Ray, DVD, and 4K pickups for the month of October. Like I said, I haven't started out too crazy for the month of November. You got some cool stuff. I cannot wait to show you guys, but I'm going to try to tone it down a little bit in November and December, but hopefully you guys should expect to see a lot of Christmas pickups in November, which is when I tend to get most of my Christmas pickups. So, all right, that'll do it, everybody. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that like button down below. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys think of the pickups. Share the video around. Subscribe if you have not. Thank you so much for watching this video, you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.